Child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter.
Someday, yeah, we'll put it together and we'll get it undone. Someday, when your head is much lighter. Someday, yeah, we'll walk in the rays of a beautiful sun. Someday, when the world is much brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will be brighter. We'll put it together and we'll get it undone. Someday when your head is much lighter. Someday, yeah, we'll walk in the rays of a beautiful sun. Someday when the world is much brighter. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. together and we'll get it undone. Someday when your head is much lighter. Someday, yeah, we'll walk in the rays of a beautiful sun. Someday when the world is much brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter.
Right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. Right now.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Omega Empowerment. Mic is here. Oh, I can't hear you. Let me make sure your mic's on. It's on. Can't hear you at all. Nope. He's in silent mode. I don't know what to think of that. So I'm going to go ahead and play a song real quick, and we'll come back after we figure out what's going on with his mic. So we're starting off today with showing that I've muted him. I have not. He's not muted. This is bizarre. Still can't hear you.
Try now.
Oh, that was weird because it's not showing you muted here. I turned it off, turned it on. Anyway, he's here.
I don't know, but if I look like Max Headroom today while I'm trying to talk, it's because Optimum is a terrible company. Don't listen to their advertisements.
Oops. Someone's not happy with this internet service today.
They are the narcissists of the internet.
Oh, great segue. All right, so anyway, we don't have to jump right into the music. Last week, we started our series on narcissistic abuse. We talked about the beginning phases. We talked about love bombing. We talked about gaslighting, and we went over some definitions. Today, we're going to jump into setting boundaries and narcissistic lies. So that should be fun. So now we will get into some music to start us off. All right. Let's see. Going through all my slides here.
So should we tell them the exciting possible news when it comes to music? Should we tell them that?
Oh my gosh, yes. Let's tell them. We have it. There's a new function on Restream where I can actually play music, just audio files. So that might mean that we can actually take audio files and not have to have videos for everything for both this show and the Messemgers. So that's going to make things so much easier. Like so much easier.
Right.
Yeah. So that would be fantastic. Yeah, we got it.
We'll have a test run of that next week.
Yeah, because we'll
see how it goes.
Yeah, literally just found it as we were starting the show, and I went, oh, guess what? So yeah, we'll have to give it a test run, and we'll see how it goes. But that would be fantastic. That would make things easier for you guys and for us, for sure.
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah. So we're gonna start off with wonderful, sparkling she-wolf, Miss D Lane, and I forgot what song it was. You have the list. I totally lost my train of thought. Yes. Anyway, we're starting with Miss D. Oof. Why can no, anyway, we're going to find out in a second. I have to get my list out so that I don't do this through the whole show. All right, let's enjoy some Miss D Lane.
All right.
I said, blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. It was on one moonlit night, stars shining bright, whispered on high, love said goodbye. I said, blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. Well, it was on one moonlit night, stars shining bright, whispered on high, your lover said goodbye. I said, blue moon. I said, blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. It was on one moonlit night, stars shining bright, whispered on high, love said goodbye. I said, blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. Well, it was on one moonlit night, stars shining bright, whispered on high, your lover said goodbye. I said, blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. Left me blue. Left me blue. Left me blue.
See, I'm muted and everything else. The computer issues today are a struggle, I'm telling you. Micah is restarting his computer because he's having so many issues, and I am playing songs twice because I'm having so many issues. Anyway, that was Sparkling She-Wolf. That was a D-Lane. That was so cool. I loved that song. And I don't even like country. And I love that song. That was fantastic. All right, so we will get started. I know Micah joins us eventually. So just to go over quickly, we went through, like I said, we started on the narcissistic abuse cycle. We went through gaslighting definitions. We went through love bombing. We're starting tonight with setting boundaries in a relationship with someone with a problem with narcissistic abuse. Number one, don't justify or explain or defend yourself. I'm going to get my notes here. All right. So part of boundary setting, or hold on. Don't justify, explain, or defend yourself. Narcissists use scrutiny or intimidation to make others second guess themselves. Oh, Mike is back. Let's allow him back into the conversation here. All right, so there we are. Can we hear you now? Yes, I can hear you. All
I hope
right.
so.
Yeah, all of that.
Sorry for the
Okay,
dryer
so
in the background. It's not okay.
there you go. All right, so we just went into the first boundary, and this was don't justify, explain, or defend yourself. Narcissists use scrutiny or intimidation to make others second guess themselves. Doing so gives them a feeling of power and control. Part of boundary setting is the right to decide what you share with others, particularly personal information. The less a narcissist has to use against you, the better. So you don't need to justify yourselves through actions, or actions to an intrusive narcissist. If a narcissist criticizes you, you can say something like, I hear your opinion and I will consider that. If they question your actions, say, I'm confident in my choice. If they demand an explanation, say, we just have to agree to disagree in this particular instance. So that is
Not easy to do if you're in a situation where the manipulation has been taken in so deeply that the
right.
feeling is going to be
Oh
there.
my goodness. Sorry about that.
That's okay. I'm still
Why
looking
did
like
you-
Max. You know.
Now I'm looking like Max. I'm going to share the Max Edging today.
Welcome to the show, Miss Amelia Mizzy. And yeah, you're right. Around negativity. Unfortunately, when you're in this type of situation, you're around it. And if there has been such a level of gaslighting and making yourself question all of those, don't justify, don't defend, don't explain, you're going to probably have to overcome that and practice with how to do it with the person that you're with, because there's going to be a level of fear that's behind standing up for yourself.
Right. And there becomes such a fear. I think we talked about last week about how you feel like you're walking on eggshells. So when you're at that point where you're walking on eggshells and so afraid that anything you say or do is going to set that person off, you don't defend yourself. You don't do any of those things because you're so afraid to set them off again. So it really, really takes a lot of practice in your own confidence and your own courage to be able to get to that point where you can do those things.
Yeah, and you're going to talk about it later, but this builds into the lies that narcissists begin to tell once you start removing the control from them.
Right.
So I'll save that for later.
Yeah, we'll pick that back up. All right, so number 2, leave when it doesn't feel healthy. You don't need anyone's permission to exit a destructive interaction. No one else gets to determine what is healthy for you. You can glance at your watch and say, look at the time, I'm late, then leave. Late for what? It doesn't matter. Every moment you remain in the presence of a controlling or abusive behavior makes you late for a healthier self-care. Your cell phone can be a helpful prop. Nobody can know for sure whether you've received a call. Say, I'm sorry, I had to take this call, then leave. Or just decide in advance how many minutes you want to give the narcissist. Then set your phone or watch alarm to go off at that time. When the alarm sounds, excuse yourself. Or directly confront unhealthy treatment by saying something like, I am going to excuse myself. We can talk another time when you are ready for a constructive conversation. Or, this is not healthy. I will not participate in this kind of dialogue. Yeah, that's what I had to
something that you can practice in real life situations, like at a job or when you're having a disagreement with a friend and you feel it, you get in those same feelings that you get in the toxic relationship, and you feel those stirring up. Recognize that those things are stirring up and building up. You can't help but miss them or recognize them, because they're unmistakable when you get triggered, and it's and not just from, bless you,
All right.
the treatment that you're trying to get away from. It's recognizing, because it's the same feeling. The body doesn't know the difference. The body just got triggered from the emotional mind.
Right.
So recognizing this outside, and again, practicing with people that you know and you're safer with. Okay, I can't talk about this right now.
Right.
I need to take a
used
pause.
I used that one just a couple days ago. Look, start getting testy with me, and I'm like, sorry, not going to do this. Not talking if you're going to be in this frame of mind. So we're done. We'll talk about this later. But that's after some learning. In the beginning, I would have never had the courage to do that, and I didn't. So I took it.
And guarantee that everybody around you is going to see all of this before you.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Guarantee.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Everyone else is going to tell you all along, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? Why are you doing this? Why are you back in this situation? Why are you going to put yourself back into this again? You'll hear it. But it takes figuring it out yourself. It really does. Yeah. It's just like that, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And people can tell you all day long, this is not healthy. This is very toxic. This is not good.
Well, you can lead a human to wisdom, but you can't make them think.
I saw that on Facebook. I love that. That was one of my favorites. That is 100% true.
But you can't be led to wisdom. You have to discover it on your own. So that's 100% correct.
Thank you, Mizzy Amelia. You're a sweetheart. She's in the chat room telling me to smile. Okay, yeah. So moving on. Number 3. In setting boundaries, we have decide what you will tolerate and what you won't. Not everyone has the same reaction to things. So whereas some person might say, I'm not going to tolerate you calling me a name. Whereas somebody else is like, who cares? Just a name. I'll get over it. So it depends on you. So everyone basically has to make those kind of decisions on their own. A key component of setting healthy boundaries is knowing when to say no and doing so. Ask yourself what you are willing to accept from others and what you are not. For example, you may be okay with good-natured banter, but not sarcasm. You may be fine with passionate expressions of opinions, but not name-calling or bullying. One way of drawing a line is to say, if you continue to call me names, I will end our conversation until you are willing to treat me with respect. You don't need to explain further. If a narcissist's aggressive behavior continues, leave or hang up if you're on the phone. Refuse to engage in further interaction, no matter what they say or do. When you set such boundaries, narcissists may cycle through their repertoire of arguing, blaming, minimizing your feelings, acting like the victim, saying that you're too sensitive, or becoming rageful. While such tactics can be unpleasant to endure, your boundaries are not up for discussion. That reminds me of the thing that you say about disciplining your children. It's like, if you say you're going to do something, you have to do it. You have to follow through. You have to follow through. So if you make that decision that if they call me a name, I'm leaving the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to follow.
And here's on that line of thinking, when it comes to disciplining children and telling them, maybe not using the word, but telling them what you will and won't tolerate, the level of emotion and charge that comes with that and how quickly that escalates within you is very telling of what you're holding on to that you are tolerating from someone else.
Mhm.
Your children are not the place to deflect. I am used to be shamefully aware of that.
Yeah.
Because in my previous, there was a lot of misdirected anger. Didn't hit them. Not once.
Right.
I broke a few pieces of wood. But the verbal,
Mhm.
and this is also a sign that you are tolerating too much and deflecting it where it shouldn't be.
Right.
So what are you willing to put up?
There's a certain level of, unfortunately, going off and when other people are around, and there's a reason for that. There's a safety in whether it's a child or whether it's another adult or just anyone or in public or whether it's a lot of times people say, that's why people will have conversations in public because they know somebody won't go off on them in public. So that we have a tendency to say things that we normally wouldn't say or do things we normally wouldn't do if someone else is in the room. And that includes, unfortunately, the children. They're not going to go off on me. They're not going to hit me. They're not going to hurt me. They're not going to say things they shouldn't say if the children are in the room. So then you say things in front of the children that you shouldn't say in order to try and get your point across because you know they won't respond. And then you look like the idiot. So.
And then their behavior will mirror where you're at. How many times do parents look at their kids and say, why are you acting this way? I don't understand. Where is this coming from? And then
right.
all of a sudden, the light bulb goes off. Oh, shit, it was me. But sometimes people don't realize that until it's pointed out to them that your children are your barometers for your emotions.
That's right.
Their behavior is your barometer for where you're at. Because they see, they hear, they sponge everything that's going on around them. And if it makes them feel uncomfortable, they're going to respond in a way that gets your attention to hopefully snap you out of it.
I have a really good example of this. When my son was born, I was already in the process of getting divorced, but I was still living with him for the first couple of, I think it was 3 weeks. I think my son was 3 weeks old when I moved out. And during the first part, even when we move out, we lived close and there was a lot of stalking and everything else going on. So it was stressful. Joshua had the worst colic in the world. I mean, I was walking and falling asleep walking in. I had to sit straight up in the bed holding him like this upright to get him to sleep. I mean, it was impossible. Getting him to drink a bottle usually took over an hour because he would take 2 sips and he'd have to take it out and it was a struggle. When we moved to the other side of town where the ex couldn't just show up or stalk or just be there, the colic went away. Can't tell me that my son was stressing as a newborn at 3 weeks old. Who was stressing? Who was causing the colic?
Tell me that stress and thought doesn't have a vibration that affects everything around you. That story just said it all.
Yeah. Because the minute I moved away and I was less stressed and didn't think he was outside my house all the dang time, my stress level went way down. And so did my son's. All of a sudden.
It's crazy how that works, isn't it?
It is.
And yes, Amelia, you are absolutely correct. a lot of what kids sponge in their behaviors in a reaction to what their surroundings are. They do. They take it into adulthood, and then they have to work through those things on a different level for different reasons.
Mhm. Yep. All right. Moving on to number 4. Learn the to artfully sidestep intrusive questions and negative comments. I like this one. This one is funny to me. Skilled political spin doctors sidestep difficult questions from journalists by simply answering a different question, generally a question they wish they had been asked that can promote their agenda. Similarly, if a narcissist asks you an intrusive question, you can gracefully shift topics. If a narcissist who has a track record of criticizing your spending, career choices, or personal relationship begins their familiar interrogation, why step into that again? Instead, say something like, those are kind of the kind of challenges that build character, aren't they? Or shift to a topic the narcissist loves to talk about. Ask their views on the secret to a good relationship or how they made a difficult career or financial choice. While their answers may be full of platitudes, at least they'll focus on their favorite topic themselves instead of you. You may even pick up some ideas. Plus, you can feel validating. It can feel validating to adeptly shift a conversation. I find that one funny. I honestly I never had I really didn't have to deal with that too much because it was always I could not say anything that wasn't shifted to him anyway. Honestly, you could not finish a conversation or a thought without it either being interrupted or immediately jumping into their own story as soon as you were done. So they're not listening. They're
It's called
already
pattern
focused
interrupt.
on what they're gonna say. So it's so
It's called
easy.
pattern interrupt that it was talking about. Where if and this is true not just in a narcissistic relationship, but this is true in life. Where if
In
you're in
life.
an uncomfortable conversation and you feel like you're being attacked or you feel like you're being belittled or however you're feeling, that isn't positive.
Right.
And all of a sudden you get this thought of, weather's great today.
Yeah.
Or did you see the debate on TV? So, anything that comes to mind, spur of the moment, that may or may not have something to do with them, that is just like, okay, I need an interruption. You can even ask yourself quietly, what can I interrupt with? What can I interrupt with? I need to get out of this before this becomes a problem. That. Okay. And then you say that.
Mm-hmm.
And you shift the conversation. Does that mean that the conversation is going to actually end? No.
No.
But it does give the opportunity for the emotional charge of that conversation to be sidestepped to a different emotion, because thought and emotion, they're completely connected. And you change a thought, you change the emotion.
Right.
And if it's completely off topic and even funny, go for those. Seriously. Go for something funny that's going to snap the to and it does happen that fast at times.
Right.
If you
Yeah.
artfully sidestep.
Right.
Now, there's a fine line between artfully sidestepping and deflection.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't
Do,
want to get
do,
into
do
the
not
deflect.
throw back a narcissistic style comment to a narcissist who is trying to control your emotions and how you feel.
Right.
That will backfire.
Yeah, it will backfire really fast. Yeah.
Because then you'll walk away feeling absolutely worse than you already did. And then
Yeah.
you need to go back to one of the other suggestions on setting boundaries.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay, can't take
One.
anymore. Gotta walk away.
Yeah, I gotta go. All right. Before we step into the next one, let's take a song break.
Let's please.
Yes, let's please. We need a break. We are
Or
going
two.
to or two. We're gonna start off with let's see, we have Crystal Catnip and I'm not gonna try and spell Password's name because JB Will 5 something.
It's Joshua.
It's Joshua, so we're just or Password.
I think it's
He's
Joshua.
forever going to be known as Password. It's just
Or is it Joseph? I know it's a J.
I know it's Joshua. I would remember that one. So it's Joshua, but he's Password. Anyway, so here we go with some Crystal Catnip and Joshua. I don't know who's coming up after. We'll find out. All right, here we go.
Hey. Yeah, I've done this one before, but it's so fun. Let's do it again. Here come on flat top, he come grooving slowly. He got juju eyeball, he won holy roller. He got head down to his knee. Got to be a joker, he just do what he please. Yeah.
He wear no shoe shine, he got toe jam football, he got monkey finger, he shoot Coca-Cola, he say, I know you, and you know me. One thing I can tell you is you got to be free. Come together right now
Over me, yeah, yeah. Hey, roller coaster, he got early warning, he got muddy water, he won mojo filter, he said 1 and 1 is 3. Got to be good looking, cause it's so hard to see. Come together right now over me. Yeah, come together right now. Come together right now. Come together right now over me.
Blackbird singing. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to arise.
Blackbird sing at dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see all your life. You're only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly into the light of dark black night.
Blackbird fly, blackbird fly into the light of the dark black night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night.
Take these broken wings and learn to fly.
All your life,
You were only waiting for this moment to rise.
you were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise.
That was so sweet.
It really was.
Happy birthday, Des. I know I'm a day
It's
later.
now tomorrow for her. So one more time, happy belated.
Happy belated. We said happy before, happy during, and happy after. So
Yeah, right. We were all kinds of early, all kinds of all time, and on time, rather. And one last time.
And one last time. And partner, I'm sorry I don't have his name, but that was Des and partner, and they did a great job.
It
Before
really
that-
was a sweet version of that song.
Yeah, it was. That's a great song anyway. Before that was a really cool rocked out version of Come Together.
Yeah, it was.
Another Beatles song. Go
Wasn't
figure.
it also done by the Stones? Or am I remembering wrong?
I don't know. I know that there's been a couple of bands. I mean, there's been a lot of bands I think that have done that song, but I don't remember.
Because it's a great song.
It is a great song, yeah.
I'm not a huge Beatles fan, but sorry.
Yes, we
But
know.
it is one that I really like.
Joshua and Crystal Catnip rocked that out.
Yes, they did. That was fantastic. And those two, we love singing or seeing them singing together
Oh, absolutely. They're fantastic together.
because their chemistry is great.
Oh, yeah. They do great.
Yeah.
All right. So back to the fun stuff. Or should I say the not so fun stuff? All right. So number 6.
Back to the empowerment. There we go.
Yeah, let's get some empowerment going. All right. Number 6. Don't underestimate the power of narcissism. Well, that one is interesting. Remember that narcissists have spent a lifetime learning how to devalue and take advantage of others. Narcissism is a powerful psychological phenomenon based on distorted views of self, others, and the world. Most people are unnerved by narcissistic tactics. And if you come from a narcissistic upbringing or are in a long-term relationship with a narcissist, you may be conditioned to accept the unhealthy behavior. If you don't set healthy boundaries in a given situation, have compassion for yourself. Identify what you want to do differently next time and move on. Boundary setting is not a one-time event. That is a fact.
Yeah.
No, once you set your boundaries, you need to maintain those boundaries from that point on.
You know, the movie that came to mind, even though it is in no way narcissistic, but the movie that came to mind was Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, because they had to master the art of the con.
Right.
And at any given moment, the con could shift and change, and they would have to think on their feet and be able to come up with something different in order to maintain control of the con.
Right. And that's basically what it is. It is completely a con.
And the unfortunate reality that a lot of people probably won't want to hear me say this, but the unfortunate reality when it comes to narcissism, it's natural.
Yeah.
They're doing what they know.
Right.
They're doing with how their brain is actually wired.
Mhm.
And it's up to them to have the actual realization, not another con,
Right.
that this is what's going on and this is why people leave, instead
Right.
of trying to figure out how to perpetuate it with someone else.
Right.
I mean, I'm
Figure
no
out.
scientist, but maybe this is the only way that they can get an endorphin release.
There's no telling.
I'm not trying to stick up for them or excuse their behavior in any way, shape, or
No,
form.
that
But at the
doesn't just.
same time, the understanding.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, don't underestimate them. They will.
Right. There's no. It's hard because you should not tolerate the behavior and you should not allow anyone to treat you that way. But then there has to also be an understanding that they don't necessarily realize they're even doing it.
Right.
Once it's been pointed out to, it's funny because there's something that came to mind the other day in a conversation, and I didn't say it, but I wanted to. It was, what's the common denominator here? Everything I hear about past relationships, it's this person's fault because this is this person's fault because that, it's this person's fault because of this. It's the same outcome every time. And what's the only common denominator in all of them? It's not me. I wasn't there for the other ones. So how is this my fault? It's the same stuff over and over and over again with every person saying the same thing to you. I'm not the common denominator. You are. So now you've got to figure out. If you figure out what that common denominator is and you realize it, then maybe you can turn around and do something about it. But getting to that point with someone who is a narcissist is very difficult. Very difficult.
I mean, there are relationships that one person is, one person isn't, that work.
Right.
They do.
Yes, because
Is
they
it
learn
the easiest
to do it.
or lightest going? No. It is.
Takes a very
It is
strong
the
person
epitome of making a relationship work.
making it, and it takes a lot of strength in the other person, a lot of strength and a lot of self-confidence,
So
because you're going to have to tolerate
shout
a
out
lot.
to those who are 100% positive, sure that this is what they want, this is where they want to be. It's time to empower you so that it doesn't kill you.
Yeah.
Something that I learned recently is that when someone is in a narcissistic, God, why does it have to be such a
I
hard
know
word?
we have to talk about this word that is so impossible to say.
When somebody is in this type of relationship, the stress level is astounding. And as a result, what happens when the body's under stress? What happens up here? It tells the body, or it tells the brain, okay, I need this chemical to calm the stress. And that chemical is cortisol. And when you are under constant need for cortisol, and I'm talking constant, it produces too much and can result in brain damage on an emotional level that makes it harder to overcome things in the future.
Right. Yep. Now you're dealing with somebody with a diminished level of capacity to be able to deal with them because they've driven you down to this point where you just cannot deal with it anymore.
Yeah.
That's just why I say you have to be an incredibly strong person to be able to put up with this full time. Okay. I think
It
we
also
are.
helps answer the question as to how can you be so patient when things are going so bad?
Well,
Should see me when I'm not, but you're right.
Yeah. The thing is that, and that's it's part of the mess, is that you do deal with the stress. You take it in and you take it in and you take it in and you just continue to take it in and it builds and it builds and it builds. And then one time you lose it. And all of a sudden you're the nut. You're the crazy person. You are
because
ruining
all of a sudden you're acting out of character to what
Yes.
everybody's used to.
Yes. Like, what happened to this kind-hearted, sweet, calm, loving woman who just freaked out and raged at me? Well, gee, couldn't have been the last 3 months worth of stress buildup, could it? The broken promises, the lies.
That's when I talk to people about relationships and a trigger goes off and they say something to the other person in a negative emotion, whether it be anger, frustration, rage, deflection, whatever you want to put on it, that the person receiving this needs to look at, okay, did I just do something that angered them? Do I need to take responsibility and accountability for upsetting them? Or are they angry towards? Is this response at me or towards me?
Right.
Because if it's something that's towards you, take a moment. It's not about you. And once that realization is made, the amount of patience that you will have to listen to somebody vent towards you, even though it looks like it's at you.
Right.
But the patience for that will increase and the arguments will decrease because there's nothing to argue about. It's, wow, where did that come from? Because I know for a fact that wasn't about me.
Right.
So,
or that minimal little situation that just happened.
right.
No, it
So
was a accumulation of a buildup of a lot of situations.
Right. So when somebody just finally explodes because they've been holding on, and then all of a sudden you are the lucky one to trigger the crazy, step back.
Yeah.
Don't take it personally because it ain't all about you.
Yeah.
The beginning, yes. The rest, no.
Yep.
What's next?
What's next? This is last but not least in our remember good boundaries, good consequences. Part of setting boundaries is knowing what you are prepared to do if your boundaries are ignored. Consequences are best when they are clear in your mind ahead of time. Then, when a boundary is violated, act on your chosen consequence immediately, decisively, every single time. Otherwise, you lose credibility. And along those lines, I have to share, this is one of my favorite quotes. This person happens to be an actual relative of mine. From Eleanor Roosevelt. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Something that we have said on repeat.
Maybe once or twice.
Maybe 3 times if you're lucky.
But, when it comes to being prepared for the consequences and going through your mind about and maintaining the same response, you actually made me think of a story. I have to go off our camera for just a second.
Okay.
I want to introduce you to somebody.
Oh.
I want to introduce you guys to somebody that I worked with and trained. Okay. All right. This is Mo. All right. Oh, there we go. All right. This is years ago, but that's Mo. Also known as my own. Yes.
Okay.
Also known as my own Padron. Okay. But Mo for short. I don't know how. Anyway, I worked with him to the point where I knew the movements that he was going to make. I knew the mood that he was in based on his responses. And he would have the responses that most people would say, watch out. Because, a horse flicks their ear back. Watch out. They're upset. No, Mo was just sassy like me. And I learned that. And there was one time, shortly before that picture was taken, the yearly booster shots had to it was time for those, and the vet came in to give. Normally, when a trainer works with a horse and it's time for shots, you grab a halter so that you can grab the head just in case that they respond negatively to receiving the shot. I walked in and walked right up front and was just petting his nose. And I said, come on, to the vet. Are you sure? Come on, I'll tell you when. Now. Now. Not a single reaction. Why? Because I had done things the same way, knew his personality, and it wasn't the greatest, but we got along.
Right.
Because he knew my personality, I knew his. He knew consequences. And I knew consequences if I made a decision to change things. Ooh.
Right. And they're very unhappy with that, with a broken nose.
But she was so amazed. She was like, I've never seen anyone do that. And she'd been a vet a long time. Where they just walked to the front and was petting the nose and said, go ahead with the shot.
Yeah.
And there was not a single ounce of response. Now, what does that have to do with anything that we're talking about? A lot. It has a lot to do with it. Because there was nothing to react to.
Yeah.
Because I helped him understand that there was nothing to react to. He knew what was about to happen, but also knew that it was for his good, knew that there were no negative consequences for that.
Right.
So every decision that you make, just in general, is going to have a consequence. There's a cause and effect to every decision that you make. And when it comes to a narcissist, you better be ready for the response. But you have that strength within you. I talked about this last night. That you already have the strength within you to handle the consequences. Now, if they start swinging, it's time to get out of the house and dial 911 because things are over.
We've had that conversation. That's done.
Yeah. So if that's the kind of consequence that you have reached a point that you're afraid of receiving, well, my dears, get to a safe house.
Yeah, you don't.
Now, don't try and set this boundary. It will cause you harm. I don't want to disempower people here.
Right.
I want them to know the options that are available to them in every town has either close by or in it a safe house for people going through what you're going through.
Yes. And we discussed this last week. If you guys have any kind of issue you need to get out of, if you need some help, you contact either one of us and we'll get you to the right resources in your area. But do not stick around for that. That is not the type of abuse that you're going to be able to, like we said, set boundaries for.
Yep.
The boundary for that is get out.
And like we had the banner at the front of we're not licensed. Neither one of us are licensed to be professional counseling. Based off of our own experiences, my knowledge that I've acquired over the years to get ready for coaching, to help people empower themselves. But if it is something that you have already tried, that either one of us suggests, and it's not working, or if something that you hear, okay, I'm going to give this a shot, and it's not working, please seek somebody who's actually trained in dealing with abusive relationships on every level.
Yes. We're here because we've been there, done it.
That's the case.
Right. We're here because we've been there, we've done it. We've tried a few things. We know what in our circumstances worked, what didn't work. And yeah, we're here to just try and give you advice on what helped us, things you can try. Mostly we're here to tell you, stand up for yourself. Take care of you. But if that process requires professional help, get professional help.
And if anybody ever reaches out to me directly to work with them, to coach them,
Mm-hmm.
If it comes to a point where we've hit something that I can't help with, I'll let you know.
Right. 100%.
I'll focus in on other areas where I can help.
Right.
Empower you, get back to your authenticity, rise into your, into you. But there will be things, there will be roadblocks. And this would be true for any coach, any psychiatrist, any counselor. Yeah. They would hit a point where, oh no, I can't help you. And it's not an insult to you. And if anybody ever says that they can fix you, run.
Yeah. Right. No.
They can help you find the inner strength and wisdom to fix yourself. They're just going to lay down a roadmap for you to follow.
Because we can sit here and spout at you all day and go, you're going to be better.
I'm going to answer a question that's in the chat right now,
okay,
which I'm sure is on everybody's mind when it comes to abusive relationships. How do you get someone else to seek that help if they won't, to make them accept help? You can't.
No.
I actually had this conversation with the neighbor the other day, and it was like, we see what's going on in your life. Why don't you? I mean, what is that word called? Or starts with an I. Damn it. Oh, it'll come to me. But you could get a small group of people together, trick the person that you want to help into coming into that group.
An intervention.
Intervention. Yes. I mean, you can try and have a group of love intervention.
It won't work.
It won't work. Not at first. Another tidbit that I saw today on Instagram. I'm really loving the feed that I'm getting lately.
I have been getting some stuff.
I mean, this one dealt with depression, but it's along the same lines because it's all in the mind. So I'm going to shift it to a victim of abuse. Reaching out to somebody who is dealing with that and saying, how are you today? They're not going to know how to answer. Hoping that you can give them suggestions they're not going to accept. Why? Because it's going to send their mind into a different place of, okay, how can I present that everything's okay? And that's what they're going to strive for when you send out suggestions. Or they're going to begin pulling back, ghosting you, ignoring you, erasing you from their phone. Because they will have been convinced that that's not what they need. Eye glances. When you witness something happen, the smaller things are noticed more than the, you got to get out of there. The larger the concern, the less it comes across. I don't know why, but it's something that the victim has to feel, has to notice. And small pushes from the people who love that victim and don't want to see them hurt. The small safety reminders. If you ever need someplace to get out, just let me know. I'm here for you. Don't give suggestions. They don't want to hear them. And that's hard to say, especially when you're watching somebody go through it and know that they're worth so much more. And there is no direct, easy answer because every person is going to have a different experience. Some you can drag out. Yeah, support, not suggestion. Show them what love is. Don't suggest to them how to find it. Show them. That's just my take. Somebody else is going to have a different take.
100%, yeah, like I said before, but like not everyone always has a support system. But Micah and I can tell you from experience that even when you have someone in your corner who's a life coach and knows what's going on and is watching you for over a year, suffer the same stuff over
Broke my heart.
and over and over again.
Broke my heart, but I knew.
But he couldn't tell. If he would have told me, if he would have come right out and said, get the hell out of there. This sucks. You're not happy. You're not being treated well. Get out. I probably would have stopped talking to him. And he knew that. So he didn't say those things. He just stood by me.
Now here's the fun part. In quotes.
Yeah.
She would tell me things. And I'd be like, that's all I had to do.
Yeah, just a look. No, and honestly,
all I had to do. And she already knew what the response was going to be, but that she knows me.
I had to say it because I wanted to hear it, but then again, I didn't want to hear it either. But there's the support, not suggestion things. He never said, this is what you need to do. He just looked at me just like that. And I knew. Did that change it at the time? Not necessarily.
No.
Did it take time?
But
Oh, yeah. I don't even know.
When it comes to me and how I work with people is I let them know your decisions are your journey. my ability may be able to see the potential outcome of those decisions. And a lot of times they do. And if it's, why the fuck are you going back to him? All inside. Because
Hey,
I knew.
right.
Because I knew.
He wasn't going to stop me. I was going to do it anyway. I just wasn't going to tell him. And if I didn't
No.
tell him, then he was going to be worrying. It's easier to let someone continue to tell you, even though you don't want to hear what they're saying. It's easier to let them tell you so you know where they're at
Mm-hmm.
than to say something that's going to make them mad and have them not tell you anymore. Heather,
Question from the chat. What was the thing that finally changed your mind?
All right, so now we get super honest. God, I don't even know. I can't even honestly say how many times now that it was back and forth. I mean, it's been so many times or so many things that just led me back again. Honestly, for me, it came down to finally just realizing that the promises and the I'm sorries and the I'm going to change and that I'm going to do this were, I'm listening to myself talk every week and I'm going, what are you doing? You're doing exactly what you're telling them not to do. And you know it. And it wasn't until just the last encounter that I had where it's just like all of a sudden it was, holy shit, everything that I'm saying to people every week is coming true in my life right before my eyes, and I'm letting it happen. It's time to stop. You gotta stop. And there also came a point last week we were talking about being on the pedestal and then being put down here and then being, once you're up, the problem with that is that you keep trying to get back on that pedestal. So you keep giving him another chance because it felt so good up there. But I think what happened with me was last week I said something about that pedestal's broken and there's no way you're getting back up there. And in this particular relationship, if I'm not back up there where it was good, there wasn't anything else. And I realized that.
Right.
That's gone. When that good was gone, there was nothing left. And I realized
And this
that
isn't like a relationship where a partner cheated and it's something that you can forgive and work things through. It's not like that.
No. No.
Unless it's a cheating narcissist, and that's a different story.
That's a whole different thing. No, this was just the fact that this is not going to change.
Nope.
And then there was there's a point in time where it's always what you want to hear. They always know how to tell you what you want to hear. So it's like, oh, let's get counseling together. Let's go into therapy. Let's fix this. Oh, wow. Wow. Really wants to go to counseling with me. Then it started to come out. He didn't want to go to counseling with me. He wanted to go to counseling so that the counselor could tell me what I was doing wrong. And I had this vision of things.
Go ahead.
There. Yeah. And I had this vision. And the vision was, you go to counseling with this person. As long as it's about what you're doing wrong, they're going to be gung-ho. Let's go. Let's get this counseling done. The minute it turns to something that they need to fix, the counselor is going to be a complete moron and we're not going anymore.
And that's a perfect segue for the next part of what you wanted to talk about today. Let's give them a break and go to some music.
Let's go to some songs, yes, and then we will get back into the lies. All right, so I had here, we are going to hear from, we're going to hear from Bear Cubs and Vexed Mama. We're going to hear some Ronettes, Be My Little Baby. And then I I don't have who we're going to hear after that. So once again, we'll talk about it after the fact. But here we go with Bear Cubs and Ex Mama.
All right.
The night we met, I knew I needed you so. And if I had the chance, I'd never let you go. So won't you say you love me? I'll make you so proud of me. We'll make them turn their heads every place we go. So won't you please be my little baby? Say you'll be my darling. Be my baby now. I'll make you happy, baby. Just wait and see. For every kiss you give me, I'll give you 3. Oh, since the day I saw you, I've been waiting for you. You know I will adore you till eternity. So won't you please be my baby, my one and only baby. Be my darling, be my baby, my one and only baby. So come on and please be my little baby. Say you'll be my darling. Be my baby now. Be my baby, my one and only baby. Be my baby, my one and only baby. Be my baby, be my little darling. Be my baby now.
Bye bye love, bye bye happiness, hello loneliness, I think I'm gonna cry. Bye bye love, bye bye sweet caress, hello emptiness, I feel like I could die. Bye bye my love, goodbye.
There goes my baby with someone new. He sure looks happy, I sure am blue. He was my baby till she stepped in. Goodbye to romance that might have been.
Bye bye love, bye bye happiness, hello loneliness, I think I'm gonna cry. Bye bye love, bye bye sweet caress, hello emptiness, I feel like I could die. Bye bye my love, goodbye. I'm through with romance, I'm through with love, I'm through with counting the stars above. And here's the reason that I'm so free. That other baby is through with me. Bye bye love, bye bye feel like I could die. Bye-bye, my love, goodbye. Bye-bye, my love, goodbye. Bye-bye, my love, goodbye. Bye-bye, my love, goodbye.
Boy, you in a rush to get to that.
I didn't mean to do that, but okay. I just really wanted to
Oh, wow.
toss that slide too.
Yeah, I may have swiped that from Gabe's channel over on Smule.
Excuse me while I re-add this slide back in here. You can keep talking.
All right.
Lost one in that process.
Yeah. He's so good. He needs to really send us more. Even though I swiped that without asking, but we wanted some music to fill up, and I was like, okay, here we go.
Taking this one. Sorry.
And yeah, you're right, Heathery. The two of them did the Everly Brothers proud. That was great.
They did. That was great. I love
It
that
was
song.
really great. And Be My Baby before that with Vex Mama and the Cubs. That was fantastic. Now that song's going to be in your head all day.
I know. It's been in my head since we downloaded it. It's been, Be My Little Baby. Oh, wait. All right. Time to move into some lies. Fun, fun, fun. All right. Here we go. Narcissistic lies. 1. I'm so great. Just ask me. Multiple studies and writings have linked chronic narcissism with a tendency to overinflate one's own sense of self. This is frequently accomplished through bragging, showboating, exaggerating, name dropping, or other forms of self-aggrandizement. Aggrandizement? I don't know how to say that word.
Aggrandizement, I think.
There you go. On a regular basis, the narcissist will remind you how special, important, powerful, awesome they are.
I don't want to read the rest of that because blah.
They exhibit a constant need to talk about themselves in a flattering, egotistical way with frequent reminders of their superiority and envy-worthy disposition. Well then. This is typically the definition that most people immediately think of when they think of a narcissist. This is typically where
and probably relate to wondering if, I have those tendencies.
Mm-hmm.
Or start to see in someone who's not, you're acting like a narcissist.
Oh my gosh. You said you liked that song you sang today. Oh, you must be a narcissist. No.
We're around to season up.
Because I'm being sassy. I wasn't talking about you. I was just talking about, that was the first thing. That's because
I'm not saying you were talking about me. No. I didn't take it there. I'm just saying in general, we need to we're going to have to start having a little grounding session so that our energies aren't messing with the stream.
Oh, that, yeah. Go out, take a walk outside.
Yeah, I kind of picked up on that, Heathery. That's why I said it, because a lot of people, when we first introduced narcissism and the 5 different types, only a couple of which I can remember right off the top of my head, but it's like, oh yeah, maybe I'm that. Or, oh no, wait, I fit that. And I fit that. No wonder people thought I was a narcissist sometimes. Damn. You could go through any abnormal psychological dis-ease and find commonalities that fit your personality and your characteristics. It actually takes months to figure it out. Professionally. Where you lie.
And remember.
And what the actual issue is.
And you have to remember, too, that if you are in a relationship with a narcissist, you're already going to think you're a narcissist because they're already telling you are. everything that you do has been critiqued and been told that you are doing it wrong. So you're thinking that.
Yeah.
I won't go there because
And there's a difference between conceit and confident.
yeah.
And
It's kind of
that's
like that.
where the line is missed by many. Oh, you're just a conceited asshat doing nothing but bragging about yourself all the time. You know the difference if you actually see it. When somebody knows that they are good at what they do and have the backing and compassion to show you.
They don't generally tell you, though. They will show
No.
you.
Am I a good singer? Yeah. Always? No. It's true.
It's the ones who are constantly telling you. And you find that no one can drive as good as them. Everyone in this state drives terribly. This state where I'm living now, it's not where I'm from. They don't do this right. They don't do that right. Oh my God, I can't sit in a line at a fast food place for more than 2 seconds behind somebody. What are they doing? The idiots must have ordered the whole menu. Everyone's out to get you. Everyone is done everything that they have done to make your life miserable or whatever. Or you completely get cut out of everything you do. I'm going to cook dinner. Oh, but I can do it better than you. Oh, are you doing it right? Oh, wait, let me stand over you and tell you that, oh, you should use this. Oh, you're using the wrong knife. Oh, you're cutting that wrong. Oh, you're...
There's also a difference between them constantly bragging themselves and, showing off what they got. There's a difference between a narcissist and someone who needs validation.
Right.
A narcissist doesn't need validation. They already have the validation within.
Mm-hmm.
They're just showing it off to everybody else, bragging about it. Look how good I am.
Mm-hmm.
A few come to mind. I won't mention names. But that would be something of me like it is for so many other people because of what little bit we see. But you're
the only thing that
narcissistic relationship, you're seeing it all the time, and at first it might disgust you but then as time goes on, you start to switch. Yes, everything you do is amazing. And you're starting to feel like nothing you do. And that's the goal.
Mm-hmm. The only thing that you can do better than them is the things that they don't want to do.
Which is most things.
When it comes to the things that they like to do, they're always better than you.
Oh, yeah.
But when it comes to the things that they don't particularly like to do, oh, you do that better than me. You should go ahead and do that. Well, isn't that convenient?
I like how you made that dish so much better. I just messed it up.
Yes. So then why don't you go ahead and make it so that it's good?
I know you're tired, but you do it so much better.
I know. You do. Next.
You can tell the covering victims when they make those faces.
Well, yeah, here we go. We've already rolled into number 2 at this point.
Yeah.
Related to the trait of grandiosity is superiority. Identified as believing that you are superior and expecting to be recognized as superior. as the two prominent characteristics of narcissistic personality disorder. In daily interactions, narcissists take satisfaction in reminding you and others that they're better in large and small ways. Their barely disguised or nakedly undisguised intolerance of inferiors is realized through judgments, criticism, smugness. Oh my God, the smugness. That's a pet peeve of mine, and that is one thing that is so prominent. The smugness, sarcasm, marginalization, stereotypes, and overall high condescension. In the mindset of some narcissists, they are gods and goddesses, and the world revolves around them. From their self-absorbed perspective, they deserve the privilege of being catered to, and other people's thoughts and feelings are irrelevant. The complete irrelevance of anything that goes back to like what I was saying earlier, to where you're trying to have a conversation, you're trying to tell somebody a story, or you're trying to talk to them, and they're not even looking you in the eye. They're looking away, and you see the wheels turning, and you know, because the minute you stop talking, they're already telling your story. And you want to go, did I just tell you something? Could you respond to what I said first? Maybe just once, just respond. But no, because they don't care about your experiences. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about your life at all, really. Not unless it pertains to them. So anything that ever happened to you in life before you met them, they don't care about it.
Right.
They don't want to hear it. So while you're telling them about something that they feel forced to listen to, they're not even listening. They're thinking about, they're telling a story about this. Oh, I remember when this such and such happened to me. And they're already remembering that story in their head. They're not listening to a word you say. The minute you stop talking, they're already jumping on their story. There's a complete irrelevance for anybody else's life.
And before I started working on my own scars, because growing up, I felt like a wallflower that had to do dramatic things, which led me to singing, by the way.
Right? So there was it.
But having to do dramatic things in order for people to like me, to accept me, to want me to be around. And that was the thinking that I had. So as I was getting older, and the need for that growing and growing and growing, just so that I'd feel better about myself, got to a point where this narcissistic tendency, I was there. God, please look at me. But that was, notice the difference. Not you, I deserve you to be looking at me. And then I had remnants of, well, I've done all of this for all of these other people. Why aren't they doing for me? And the high expectations and the frustrations and the resentment and all of this going on, when it was just like, well, where you been? Where you been? You have these high expectations, but yet you weren't playing your part. And you were showing them, hey, look at this, look at me. And oh God, when I first started Smule, oh dear, it's a good thing that my old Facebook account got hacked, because all of the time, and whether or not somebody wanted to hear it, I would send it to them and make them listen to it anyway. Look at me, look at me, look at me, look at what I did.
Yep.
Now, does that make me a narcissist? Maybe to one counselor or to one observer or few. Do I consider myself? No, but there it is. I led up to that on purpose.
Yeah. I'm going to get one of those looks here in a second. I'm waiting for the look. Watching intently. All this stuff is so funny how it all kind of comes together. We were talking about earlier about how we tend to overreact, how we tend to let things build up and then we act crazy. Or we tend to do something to try and get something out of this, to get back here and all this stuff. And last week, I let someone convince me that I was a narcissist. And I told Micah, I'm a narcissist too. See, the look is starting because he knows what I'm about to say. And I told him I'm a narcissist too. It's me. I'm part of the problem here. But what it was and what it is, those crazy behaviors. What did I do when it got to the point where I knew I was not being heard and I had to get something across to someone? I did something to act bizarre, completely bizarre, to get attention. I need you to listen to me. You're not listening to me. You're not hearing me. So I am going to make you listen to me by doing this. And by doing those acts, I was like, I'm a narcissist too, because I did that to get attention. No. And that's where all the confusion comes in, because you start checking boxes. And last week, as we sat down to do this show, I was convinced that I was a narcissist because I let that person who is the narcissist convince me that I was a narcissist too, because of my reaction. But we forget that we do those things because we feel so lost and so unheard, and we are trying so hard to get back to that love that we felt on that pedestal with that love bombing, that we will do anything we can think of. But it's not going to work. It's not going to work.
And this is an example of me trusting my instincts. She saw the face, and that's all I had to do.
Another example of what we were talking about earlier. And I knew what face I was going to get. Because like I said before, he's been through this whole thing. I know what faces I'm going to get before I even say anything. Half the time I know when I tell him something, he already knows. But I had to say it and be honest with him about it. And then he just gives me that look. And he goes, I know.
And all I did was point you in that direction early.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't give you suggestions. I didn't say you should try this. It was literally listening to you and the situation. And at times, it won't happen with every person that I work with, but at times I was able to see it in action. So it was literally just pointing. And there would be conversations. There'd be readings. There'd be alpha messages on the messengers specifically geared.
Like I didn't know that.
But they were generalized because this journey isn't unique. It's unique to Karrie, but it's not unique.
Heather just said in the inverse, you probably just shut down instead. Exactly. And that's what we were talking about, is I shut down for so long, just kept shutting down until I would explode. And then I would do something so bizarre and off the wall that I would get, oh my God, you're nuts. You need counseling. You need to take care of yourself. You're crazy.
There's one night in particular that was a turning point, but that's your story to tell.
Yeah. We'll get to that. We'll get to there. All right. So next up. Come on.
Deep breath.
Yeah, new breath. I promise. Another common trait of the chronic narcissist is his or her pattern of not following through on our agreements or obligations. This can range from the relatively mild, such as flaking out on appointments and tasks, to the highly serious, such as abandoning major responsibilities in relationships or commitments. Being self-centered and conceited, the narcissist will generally meet his or her obligations only when they suit his self-interest. Chronic narcissists do not relate they use. They talk a good talk, but often fail to back it up. Research and writings have linked high narcissism with traits such as unreliability, infidelity, and manipulativeness, and overall low level vibrations. It's low level vibration, people. The lies. Yes. The
Yeah.
promises. The promises. I will not drink anymore. I will not lie anymore. I will not do drugs anymore.
I won't talk about you behind your back. I won't make fun of you in front of other people. I won't belittle you. I will support you with decisions that we need to make together as a family.
100%.
These are ones I heard.
Yeah.
Yes, I recovered
Did
too.
this too. And then, so you believe them because you want to. You really, really want to. You want
Because
to.
there are those glimmering love bombing moments.
Because then the love bombing comes along with those promises.
Yeah. The love bombing comes along and it may last a day, it may last 2 weeks, but it's just enough
To suck you back in.
to suck you back in and make you look forward to when it happens again. And you hold on just long enough because it's going to happen again.
Mm-hmm.
But the happen again grows wider.
Mm-hmm. Further and further apart. Further and further apart. You may
But they
go
promise
hours,
it's going to last this
then,
time.
yeah,
It's going to stick.
it's not going to stick.
Sorry.
It's not going to stick.
No.
All right. Next.
But I've been seeing a lot of empowering memes lately where
Oh my gosh, yes.
people are saying that they're not going to be paying attention to promises anymore. And this may be one reason. We don't even know if there are victims of narcissistic abuse, but it doesn't matter. If you make the decision that you're not going to hold on to promises, that you're going to hold on to action.
That's right.
And you set that boundary. Met, stay. Unmet, bye-bye.
Yeah. Out. All right. And don't worry. Since many narcissists care little about rules and boundaries, they may engage in activities which lack credibility, ethics, and morality. Examples may include smaller offenses such as breaching traffic rules, cutting in line, borrowing items without returning, or stealing office supplies, to more serious schemes such as financial, legal, or relational abuse. Some narcissists not only engage in but thrive on rule breaking to get their way. For rule breaking makes them exceptional and entitled. When you question the narcissist on their tactics and express concern, they're quick to retort with well-rehearsed excuses with deceptively persuasive assurances that everything's going to be okay until it's not. There's that look.
Working in the same building. Oh, clock me in. I don't feel like going in.
Mm.
I'm leaving early. Clock me out. You go ahead and stay. Guess who got the karma kick for that one? And it wasn't who you think.
Yeah, it wasn't the right person, probably.
I got the karma kick for that one. And then had the resentment afterwards because I was the good employee. And I lost my job.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't.
Yeah.
And then screwed around trying to pull the same stunts without some help. And
this time you got.
It was just like, dude.
Hello?
Oh, don't worry.
It'll be fine.
That face.
Yeah. All right. We are halfway through the lies. Let's finish up our last two regular songs.
All right.
Finish up the other half. In here I wrote it down this time. All right, so we have actually we only have one more song. Dream, Dream, Dream. We have DC Presley and what's in this song? I can't even see. I'm so blind.
Was that DC and Al?
DC and Al, that's right. Big Al and DC Presley. Yes, that's the last song I have for the regular. And then we're going to play You with Johnny B. Good. And you are singing with YJ, Mr.
Yeah.
CX. I haven't heard him in so long. I'm so excited. This is going to be great. I'm sure he did a fantastic job. He's a good rocker.
It
right.
pushed me a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Here we go with DC and Big Al.
All right.
Dream, 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 dream when I want you in my arms, when I want you, and all your charms whenever I want you. All I gotta do is dream, 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 dream when I feel blue in the night and I need you to hold me tight whenever I want you. All I gotta do is dream. I can make you mine, taste your lips of wine anytime, night or day. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. I need you so that I could die. I love you so, and that is why whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream, 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 dream. I can make you mine, taste your lips of wine any night, night or day. The only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my whole life away. I need you so that I could die. I love you so, and that is why whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream, 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 dream.
So Brindle needs something outside the feels, beat, fun. How about this?
Deep down in Louisiana, close to New Orleans, way back up in the woods among the evergreens.
There's a log cabin made of earth and wood where lived a country boy named Johnny B. Good.
Who never ever learned to read or write so well, but he could play a guitar just like a ringing a bell. Go, go,
Go, Johnny, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go. Johnny B. Good. He used to carry his guitar in a gunny sack. Goes to Billy's the tree by the railroad track.
oh, the engineers would see him sitting in the shed, strumming with the rear that the drivers made.
People passing by, they would stop and say, oh, my, what that little country boy could play. Oh, go, go, Johnny, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go. Oh, Johnny be good. Oh.
from miles around to hear you play your music when the sun goes down. Maybe someday your name will be in lights saying, Johnny, be good tonight. Go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go. Oh, Johnny, be good. Take it on, brother.
Nice. I messaged him in the background because I can see him when we're gone away, but he can't see me. I'm back here. Dancing. That was great. That was good to hear, YJ. I haven't heard from him in a while.
Yeah, I told him not too long ago. I was like, we need to sing together again. And like I said at the beginning, I needed something upbeat and fun because so much of what I do isn't. And, and that was the lesser of two evils that he sent, because I don't remember what the first one was, but I was like, oh, now you're just being mean, because it was way out of my range.
I'm not doing this.
I barely got through that one.
Right. For that, we had Mr. DC Presley and Big Al. What a perfect combination for those oldies, those two.
Yeah,
So, like,
that's good.
I want to hear, because they're both like Elvis impersonators, like big time. We need to hear them do some Elvis together. That would be fun.
Yeah, it would.
All right. Heather, you made a comment before breadcrumbing. That's a definition that we have not discussed. But breadcrumbing, I can't even say that. Breadcrumbing. Yes, that is exactly what that is like. That those little tidbits that they leave. Here, I'm going to tell you this today. You're very pretty today. Oh, you're a very good cook today. Oh, you suck at this, but oh, you're good at this. Those little bitty tidbits that keep you coming back. Because they keep you climbing up. You think, oh, I'm picking up these breadcrumbs. I'm going to get back up on that pedestal. No, not getting back up.
My favorite. My favorite. Not. But wearing something you were given. Shirt, dress, whatever the case is for you. Spraying on the cologne or perfume that was bought. Making the hair look nice. You're going out to dinner. You're going out to have fun. Whatever the case is, you walk out. Who are you trying to impress?
Oh my gosh.
and you left there thinking, I'm wearing everything that I was given by you, did my hair the way you like it. Who am I trying to impress? You!
You, God damn it, you!
Because you left the bread.
Never sinks in. I remember we went to the grocery store one time. This is so funny because the facade on the outside is hilarious. Went to the grocery store one time, and first there was a comment that, you guys are so fun. You're always so happy. There's a show in public. There's always a show in public. There's a big show in public. And then same grocery store, checking out, the cashier looks at me and says, you have the most beautiful hair. I just love your hair. And I look over, and this is a female cashier. I look over, and the face is like, from that point on, it was, let's go see your girlfriend at the grocery store. I'm like, are you freaking for real right now? Really? So it wasn't about the jealousy that they thought something was going to occur from this woman, because I'm not attracted to women. Okay, so we know there's nothing there. Where's the jealousy coming from? I got attention. Just me, not us as a couple and not him. I got attention. God forbid somebody pay attention.
There was a break in control.
Somebody
Because
did something
somebody
unexpected.
else noticed and made you happy.
Mm-hmm. And oh my God, God forbid that somebody noticed something about me and find it attractive, and it's not him.
Back to lies.
I'm here for you. I care about you. I love you. Narcissists have the ability to be charming, charismatic when they choose. Like a master salesperson, they know how to say the right things to entice your attention and steer you into believing their sugar-coated persuasions. In interpersonal and or romantic relationships, narcissists are often quick to profess their admiration of and attraction for you, usually without bothering to really know you as a person. In reality, the narcissist wants you to feel special, not because they really care about you, but because they want something from you. Sweet talk is a form of emotional manipulation calculated to seduce and exploit. In romance, the narcissist is often more enamored with the seduction process than he or she is with you, for you represent a conquest to them. Like a master con artist, they will hook you in, get what they want, and then leave you hanging out to dry. You're left picking up the tattered relational pieces, perhaps wondering whether you did something wrong. Again, must be you.
Why won't you talk to me? You know I'm here for you.
Except when I need you to be.
There's actually no rabbit holes I want to go down with that one.
I have a rabbit hole, and this may be the night that you're speaking of. Actually, it's maybe the night that you're speaking of. Way back when I was about 18 years old, I had a incident. I was assaulted. I won't go into details because I can't, but it was pretty brutal. And I didn't remember a lot of what happened that night for many, many years, actually 30, 40, 40 years. And Micah and I had talked about this situation off and on. I mean, we've known each other 6 years or something, like 5 or 6 years. And we've talked about this happening before. And we were having a conversation about it that night because it's something that I needed to get through because it's always affected, me fear-wise and, just in a lot of ways, self-esteem and everything else. So we were discussing it, and all of a sudden there was a night where it came back. The entire night came back to me, and I basically relived the entire experience in one night. And I was in the corner of the closet in a fetal position, cowering, crying, sobbing, because I was reliving this whole thing.
Yeah.
Physically and emotionally. And he came in. What's going on? I told him what was happening. And he said, well, I'm gaming. I'm going to have my headphones on. If you need me, I probably won't hear you. And he left and went back to gaming. So the rest of the night, as I'm suffering through this experience by myself, I'm listening to him laughing and playing and video gaming in the other room. So yeah, you're here for me. Big time. Yep. Was that the night you were talking about?
Nope.
No? Oh,
Nope.
Okay. There must have been a few.
That's another story for another time then.
Gee, there was a lot of fun nights. Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those. It is a great example of where you hear often, "I'm here if you need you. I love you. Don't worry." But when you actually do, and that moment comes, it was a lie.
It's not convenient for
And
them.
it was a real moment where real support and love were needed and weren't received. And me 800 miles away through text telling her you're safe over and over again.
Yeah. You're safe. Just remember you're safe.
Because it was just a memory. It wasn't real. It was from the past. It wasn't real. It wasn't happening to her. But everything that was going on felt real.
Because I
And just-
couldn't remember it before. So it was like I was
Right.
experiencing it for the first time.
And just reminding her you are safe. See it through.
But to have to sit there and be told by somebody, I'm here for you always. I'm always here for you. And to be receiving my comfort from Micah, like he said, 800 miles away through text message, because the person who supposedly loved me was in the next room playing video games, pretty much sucks.
And then because of the resentment that was felt, and this is one part where I will say why I let you believe what you believed last week. Because you had to see differently. That was one reason why your actions felt narcissistic and why you started to believe that you were, because your responses started to become. But you had to discover that, and anybody who I would work with or anybody who goes to a counselor, hopefully they would do the same and help them understand that this is just a result and it can be fixed, it can be changed.
Mm-hmm.
I
Responding
can't
to
fix it.
something. Right. Responding to something with a behavior that may seem narcissistic in the moment does not make you a narcissist in general. Especially when you have pretty much not been given any options as into how to get through to someone. You go through the gamut.
Now, can a
And
narcissist be
one of
nurtured?
them.
Yeah. Can narcissism be nurtured? Yeah. Is it natural? Yeah. So it's both.
Right.
And if someone begins to display those types of behaviors as a result of receiving them, they have agreed that this is how to live. This is how I should be. The feelings in the body are good enough to replace what was missing, to continue it on until they make the realization, wait, that's not who I am. Thank God you saw it sooner.
Yeah.
Guess you ain't like that.
It's
We
so
all have
funny
our-
because
we
it's
all
so
have our-
hard because you question yourself so much. You get to a point where you just really start questioning your own actions and behaviors so much because they're not your normal reactions. Why
Right.
though? Not because you've done something different, but because you're responding to something that you've never dealt with before and you don't know how to deal with it. So you typically respond in kind. One good turn deserves another.
Not the kind of reciprocity you want to have, though.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Exactly. All right. Number 7 out of 8. We only have one more to go. You're not here for me. You disappoint me. Pathological narcissists often demand constant attention and sacrifices from those around them, for such placating makes them feel important. When someone in the narcissist manipulative orbit has the courage to be independent and chooses his or her own priority, the narcissist will often become highly agitated, sometimes fly into a narcissistic rage and accuse the other person of being selfish, disappointing, or not here for me. In reality, the narcissist is simply throwing a childlike tantrum and not getting his or her own way. This one just makes me laugh. You can't be in a band, Karrie, and work in a bar and not be a cheater. It's not possible. I mean, you don't have the wherewithal to say no if someone comes on to you, do you?
Not with that attitude.
You're not going to be here for me when I'm off on the weekends because you're going to be somewhere else doing something that can't possibly be as important as me. So
What do you
must
mean you have to stay overnight to plow the complex? Oh, yeah. Familiar. What's the last one?
until you end up being isolated,
Yeah.
completely isolated. Because if you go, the sad thing was my response was, I've been hit on at the gas station before. I thought that would like smooth it over a little bit because I have been. You can't tell me that as a human being that you go out in the world, if you're semi-attractive, you're gonna get hit on at some point somewhere. Grocery store, gas station, park, bar, I don't care where. You have to be able to trust that someone loves you enough to say no. Or what? You keep them locked in a box. Because if they go to the grocery store, or this or that, I was like, I've been hit on at a gas station. And then it turned into where? When? When did you get hit? I'm like, I'm not talking about specifics here. I'm just saying it's happened. And I said no. Yeah. I can say no at a bar too. I can be in a band and have somebody flirt with me and say no. I can do that. Amazingly, I can do that.
Well, I saw you two kissing. It was a peck on the cheek. Meanwhile, watching full action across the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Bitch, say what?
Well, this is what's so funny is we went on one date. That whole time we went out together one time. And I was on stage singing him a love song. And he was at a table full of girls buying them beer and chatting them up. And I'm watching them going, I'm singing to you right now. Thanks for listening. But I'm the one who's going to go into the bar and cheat. Okay.
So many stories I could tell, but I don't want to.
I know.
So what's the last lie?
Last but not least, I'm sorry, I'll change. Went over this. Because narcissists often operate on inauthenticity and falsehoods, the consequences of their actions may eventually catch up to them and exact a heavy price. These are the moments of life crisis for the narcissist, which may include family estrangement, marital separation, or divorce, trouble with the law, damaged personal and or professional reputations, etc. And then I want to go back to okay, you got finished telling me that no one from your past speaks to you anymore. You don't have any friends in the present either. You got everyone is shunning you. No one wants to talk to you. Why? Must be because I'm the narcissist, right? What's the common denominator?
Yeah. And then, oh, Micah thinks the world's out to get him.
Yeah. You're such a martyr. You're such a victim. You're always playing the victim.
Yeah.
Aren't you victimizing me right now? Ooh.
Yeah. You brought this onto yourself.
Yeah.
I look forward to when we have the conversation about when a narcissist loses control. We're not going to go there today.
No, but we'll get there.
We're going to get there.
Yeah.
You
That was
know,
enough. That was a lot for today.
Yeah, it was. And this was a pretty heavy couple of hours. So, people watching the replay, I hope that you paused and reflected when needed to. Normally, I'm pretty good about saying hit the pause button. But we were kind of in the moment. And there is a lot that the two of us have experienced. Now, whether or not my experience was with a true narcissist or not, I don't know. There's a lot of fits the bill.
Yeah.
But at the same time, my behavior, there is accountability that has to be taken for my actions. And I had to empower myself and realize I'm better than I thought I was.
Mm-hmm. You deserve
Every day I'm getting better and better in every way,
Yes, and you deserve
It's a
that.
journey. And when you have been a victim of physical, mental, psychological, narcissistic abuse, it takes effort. It
And
takes time,
A
the
lot of time.
want, patience with yourself, knowing that, exactly, it's just a label. But knowing that you're worth feeling better about yourself
Mhm.
and that you deserve better than what you've been given.
And that pedestal relationship, that fake bullshit, that can be real. You can have that with someone who's not a liar and a manipulator. So why hang on to someone who is? You can go out and find the person who's not. And you can have that for real. We lost Micah. I knew he was kind of still there for a minute. All right. I am going to play our last song of the night or the day. Forgot this is day. And say goodbye from both of us. I don't know. Wait. Oh, he was back for a second. Now he's gone again. All right. We love you guys. We thank you so much for being here. Please take care of yourselves. Oh, wait. There he is. I want him to be able to say goodbye too. There he is.
Oh, these little budget computers.
Oh, and the Wi-Fi and everything has been so fun today.
Oh my God, yes.
Anyway, as I was saying, I want you guys to have a fantastic week. Please take care of yourselves. Please. Make yourself a
And
priority.
we're going to wrap up narcissism pretty soon. And if any one of the viewers, whether it's in the replay or in the live, if you have stories that you want to share with us, you can send it in writing. You can join us for the live. You don't have to be on camera. You can turn the camera off. Here, I'll show you. Okay, I'll just keep
Like that.
talking, and this is what we will see. We don't have to see your face.
We don't
If
even
you
have to
want to
see
tell
those
your-
initials. It could be blank.
Right.
You could put a smiley face in there.
So let us help empower you. It's what we're here. And while, yes, I do coach for a living, I still want to make an impact.
Yeah.
And see as many people step into their own empowerment and their authentic selves as I can in whatever time the great unknown wants to keep me here. So
Anything we can do. And like I said, resources, anything else, you guys just need to reach out. So
Yep.
That is all for
Make your
today.
Yes,
Yes.
and I will be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. on my YouTube channel with Diane for Phoenix Talks. And you just have to look up my name, Micah Grant. It's easy.
Yes, and it's a fantastic
You
show.
spell it right, otherwise you won't find me.
Right.
But tomorrow we're going to be
Like
talking about regret.
regret.
And
So that-
what's crazy is that all three of the shows this week, you could box together.
oh yeah.
You really could. With the messages from last night, the messages from today.
Follow your dreams.
Yeah.
Stand up for yourself and okay. All right, guys, we love you so much. We will see you next week and tomorrow and next Monday and everything. So y'all have a great week and we will see you then. Be safe and take good care of each other. All right. This is some oldies. I can't remember who the original is of this song. Anyway, it's called Dragging the Line, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Dragging the line.
Dragging the line.
Making a living the old hard way, taking and giving my day by day. I dig snow and rain and the bright sunshine, dragging the line. My dog Sarah meets purple flowers. Ain't got much, but what you got is ours. We dig snow and rain and the bright sunshine, dragging the line, dragging the line. I feel fine. I'm talking about peace of mind. I'm gonna take my time. I'm getting a good sign. Dragging the line, dragging the line, dragging the line. Loving a free and feeling spirit, hugging a tree when you get near it, digging the snow and rain and the bright sunshine, dragging the line, dragging the line. I feel fine. I'm talking about peace of mind. I'm gonna take my time. I'm getting a good sign. Dragging the line, 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 dragging the line.